The first piece of equipment is our electrical conductivity setup. This is the simplest of all of our permeation test setups. And in this video, we're going to show you the general principles of a permeation test, followed by talking to you about the specifics of the electrical conductivity setup. The first thing that is required when it comes to a permeation test is the sample preparation. And typically the permeation test is done on the main part of the material of the suit, or if it's gloves, then it's taken from the palm of the hand, and this is what's dictated in the standards. But we can do permeation testing on things like the seams of the suits, on the zips, and any other part that fits in the permeation cell.
Before assembling the cells, the samples are weighed and the thickness is measured. Up until this point, the technique is the same regardless of the detection technique. However, here we will assemble the cells. The fabric is orientated with the outside of the material facing the challenge chemical. And we have seen that the orientation of the fabric can create different permeation results. So we start off by placing the gasket, which is chosen for the challenge chemical, and placing the fabric with the outside oriented towards the challenge chemical. We then place another gasket, and this is to create an even seal. And the challenge side is the same regardless of detection method, and the collection side here is what differs.
In this case, where we're using electrical conductivity as the detection technique, then you have the challenge side here and the collection side here that contains water. This water is circulated through this pipe using the pump behind me here, and that just makes sure that the water's getting mixed as the chemical's permeating. And then into the hole in the top here, we put the electrical conductivity probe, and this measures the electrical conductivity of the water. As the chemical permeates from the challenge side through the material and into the water, then the electrical conductivity goes up, and as that goes up, then we can calculate how much of the chemical has gone through to the other side. This electrical conductivity setup is a great setup for determining the permeation of acids and bases, things like sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. And as typically with these tests and these chemicals, then the chemical breaks down the material, the degradation, and breaks through like that. So often it's not actually permeation, it's degradation, breaking down the material and the chemical going through. Because of that, we can sometimes use this for looking at the permeation of mixtures of acids or bases, because it's just everything going through at once. But in general, this is used for acids and bases and typically for single chemicals.